President and CEO Peter Tallman will next address us, and I've worked with Peter before in the past up in the Yukon, and I'm excited to hear what's happening. Get the latest.
Thank you, Greg. As you'll see, we're also a neighbor of Brewery Creek. For Greg's benefit, the Yukon is truly larger than life, and I invite you to come and help escape the U.S. debt apocalypse, because the Yukon has lots of gold. You'll be right at home. We are operating directly outside of Dawson in the Yukon. Dawson is formerly the capital of the territory up until 1952. It's the second largest community in the Yukon now. Our property is nearly 600 square kilometers in area. It encompasses the entirety of the former Klondike district, so the old Klondike placer gold rush. For scale is the city of Toronto from Etobicoke, North York, and Scarborough. That's the size of our property. For those of you from out of town, the red dot is the airport. You know how long it took you to get from the airport to here. That's half of our property. We can actually probably drive across our property faster than you get across Toronto. It's a stable. Yukon is a fantastic place to work. It's one of the top-rated jurisdictions in the world and has been for over a decade or more. We are living in the home of the Klondike Gwich'in. We have really good relationships with them. Actually, Golden Predator pioneered putting Brewery Creek into production and the relationship with a way to go to production with the First Nation. Since then, Gold Corp have gone through the same process with the Coffee Gold deposit. So there's a way, they are permissive, they're supportive of mining, again, with a considerable amount of consultation. One of the things we have as well is fantastic infrastructure. When you're thinking of the Yukon, we have, you'd think of, well, basically out in the bush. We are not. We're 20 kilometers outside of Dawson. On half of that road is paved. All the red roads you see are government maintained. And the fun story is from Lone Star, our drillers one evening on the night shift ordered pizza delivered to the drill from the Dawson Pizzeria. So in terms of infrastructure, I'd say it's world class. That has a direct impact on our exploration costs, which are the lowest in the Yukon and probably comparable to Timmins, which I regard as the cheapest in Canada. What we're searching for, the investment thesis here is the Klondike placer gold fields. The historic fields have produced 20 million ounces of gold with no source to date. So for 120 years, that source has remained a mystery. What we're trying to do is locate a portion of, part of the theories up to date is that it's all been eroded away and it's not there. That's geologically untenable. Another theory is that it fell from the moon. That's also not tenable. And so the effort from using science and basically systematic exploration is to figure out, is there gold there? So what we've done the last 4 years since I took over, consolidated the district, so it's the first time the entire district has been in one company. And we've done systematic exploration. In 2015, we focused on what was historically known, which is exploring for quartz veins, which are flashy, spectacular, and everyone has looked for them. We made a couple of new discoveries, 76 grams over 2.8 meters. I'll get to that in a minute. 2016, at the very end, though, we thought it's a new concept looking for disseminated gold mineralization. So broad widths, lower grade, no quartz veins. The last two holes in 2016 were drilled to test the concept, and one of them hit 2.4 grams over 37 meters. This is all at surface. The second one was 2 grams over 40 meters. 2017 and 2018 predominantly were drilled testing to drill targeting disseminated gold. And we've been successful in outlining large areas. I'll get to those. So this is the property geology. I want to highlight actually the work of Wes Keats. He's a Bill Dennis Prospect of the Year Award winner in 2006. His work has found over 100 visible gold showings in the district. So from 0 to 100 in 4 years. Also a lot of shafts from the turn of the century that were targeting bedrock gold. There is gold in bedrock. I'm going to skip the regional potential, but there's a lot of it. and jump into the specific. We're 20 kilometers away from Dawson, just off the pavement. Lone Star is the top. You see the Nugget Zone and Gay Gulch. What we found is a series of structures that are mineralized. These are second-order structures coming off a major first-order basement thrust. And at the scale of those, each of those lines in red circles are 5 to 6 kilometers, and we have 4 of them just in the Eldorado Basin. Lone Star is the source of the placer gold in Bonanza Creek, and the Nugget, Gay Gulch, and the other 2 faults are the source of the Eldorado Creek placer. So Bonanza had 2 million ounces in that small creek there, and Eldorado's had 3 million. So looking at Lone Star, this is the disseminated gold zone, and we've pattern drilled 900 meters long by 200 meters wide. We find gold on surface, all those gold grades extended, it's a gram to 2 grams over extended widths. Those start at surface, end at surface. We haven't drilled a hole deeper downhole than 120 meters, and basically all that mineralization to date is within 50 to 60 meters of surface. You can dig it up with a backhoe. As a stealth bit of information in the bottom right, 90% of the gold is coarse, it's free gold, it's gravity recoverable, as you saw with the Golden Predator, with the Yukon Mint. The second structure, Nugget and Nugget East, we just realized these are probably connected. Again, it's a structural zone. This is quartz veins, not disseminated, but we're getting great grams, 5 grams over 14 meters in vein arrays, and a gram over 40 meters, 2.5 over 25. Lots of potential. We haven't pattern drilled that, but we will be focusing on Lone Star and this one this year. From a research point of view, we had SRK and Leeds University this year. They did a lot of structural mapping, and what we've confirmed is effectively it's an orogenic gold belt, yes, but a completely different age than what has been thought previously. And the Klondike district, the White Gold district, which is white gold and Sean Ryan's deal, and Gold Corp's coffee are all structurally the same, and the gold is introduced into the rocks in the same way. I'm advocating that this is all one district and it's the same style of mineralization. In detail, Klondike is exactly the same as coffee, not only in the regional sense, which I'm showing you here, but right down to the half-meter scale, little ultramafic slivers that occur in the coffee ore zones. We have these same slivers in the middle of our Lone Star gold mineralization. So comparison to coffee or Kaminak, which is interesting because it was on the first talk. Basically, Kaminak went from a 20 million market cap company over the course of 8 or 9 years, was bought out by Gold Corp for $520 million. We have coffee mineralization, and we're trying to replicate the same progress and basically using the same consultants. And so our capital structure, more or less finally, we have billionaire investors who support us. Frank Justra owns 14% directly. Eric Sprott, personally, 13%. Insiders, I own 3%. And management and collectively, the top 8 to 10 shareholders own half of the company. We're in this. We believe that we can find 2 million ounces or better and ultimately produce that as Kaminak did to sell it to a major, which is the objective of what we're trying to do. I don't have an updated capital structure because we just announced before I came here that we're raising between $2.75 million or more, so that's a little bit out of date. You can see why. We had $2 million cash on hand, and I want to spend $2 million this year. And so in summary, basically we've applied new thinking to the Klondike. We've discovered district-scale mineralization with multiple parallel gold-bearing structures, and we're backed by significant private equity capital. Thank you very much.